You have a question? Oh, yes, I have an answer. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is another episode of Ask James. Let's get to our email. It says, "Hey James, I am going to try to keep this as short as possible. I have an aunt that I love but mainly ignore. However, her attitude and behavior affects the rest of the family and therefore indirectly affects me. One of the main issues is that she is dating a minister from her church. Whenever she is around him, she is at his every beck and call, and she wants everyone to cater to him like she does. My aunt has very low self-esteem and attaches self-worth to having a man, even to the point of choosing the man over her children. When she is with family and he is not around, she is on the phone with him and tells him all of our business. From my observation, the minister enjoys female attention and sometimes commands it. When other females are around, he must hug them and makes my aunt mad and jealous. However, she does not get mad at him. She only lashes out at the other woman who does not want him. Or she will hold it in and lash out later at family, particularly my mom. My mom and aunt are very close. I try to tell my mom that both my aunt and the minister are grown and that she cannot involve herself in the relationship. However, she always calls me upset when something goes wrong with them. At this point, I'm not really concerned with my aunt. At her age of 56, I consider her a lost cause. But how do I get my mom in a space where she too is as unbothered as I am with my aunt's shenanigans? Please advise and keep up the good work. P.S. It has become known that this minister has kissed a 25-year-old church member in the mouth. Mind you, he has celebrated his 70th birthday. His children are grown and have nothing to do with him, and his wife is deceased. Me and my mom think it's very strange that his children live in the same city and have nothing to do with their father. Perhaps they know something we don't. Time will tell." Whoa, interesting. Um, Very interesting. And the thing is, it's so funny because this behavior of the minister is the behavior that a lot of ministers have. Um, a lot of ministers in their own heads, I think, believe that they are celebrities. You know, they have that whole celebrity demeanor. It's really all about me. And for a lot of them, they're not really doing God's work. They're actually doing a show. They do a show every Sunday. They get their pay from it every Sunday and wherever, and throughout the week if they do other gigs. And that's what they are. They're gigs. They can call it whatever they want. Don't get me started. See, because that's another video for a whole nother time. But he seems to be quite a bit bold with his Bible thumping bullshit, because that's what that is. That's mess. That's a mess. What they down to the church house carrying on? I'm like, and then if he's older, and your aunt is older, they're definitely of age to do what they want to do. His wife is deceased, so he's not hurting her there, but he's messy. He's just messy. And I guess he was probably messy as a man before he was a man of the cloth. Now, it's your aunt's choice to actually want to raise her prayer cloth to the pastor. You know what I mean? And all that extra shit that she's doing, that's kind of on y'all to stop her from, you can only misuse me if I let you misuse me. And each family member that she does it to is going to have to stop her in her tracks, period. She may not even really realize that she's doing it. You know what I mean? And when you get away with bad behavior, you tend to continue bad behavior. Now, this situation about your mother, baby, that's a lost cause because your mother and her sister have been sisters a lot longer than you've been her sister's nephew. So the thing is, I don't think your mother will ever be unbothered because that's her sister. And she doesn't want to see anyone hurting her sister. And in essence, he is hurting her sister. So I don't know that there's anything you can do to make your mother actually become unbothered with the situation, because as long as it goes on and she's going to be bothered at the fact that he is not doing her sister right, because that is her sister. She's going to always be her sister, so she's going to always feel some kind of way about some slick pastor doing her sister. So I don't know. I don't. I'm sorry, but there's kind of nothing you can do about that. You know what I mean? My mother's sister does some just horrendous shit, and my mother is different. My mom is different. My aunt's very hateful. I have an aunt that's very hateful. My mother, no matter what my aunt does, my mother kind of can find it in her heart to say that's not really my sister. My sister has some issues, and it is kind of like she's making excuses for her when I know my aunt's just on some fuck shit. So it's kind of one of them things. And again, I can't do anything about that. My mother and her sister have been sisters a lot longer than I've been her child. So it's just kind of one of those ugly things. You have to kind of just let it go. You got to let your mom do that one. Just like when you're growing up, how your mom can't live it for you, you can't live that for her. She has to, to work through that. And at some point, when she gets tired, she'll let it go, or maybe not. Again, I don't remember whether or not she was actually a younger sister than your mother, and especially if she's a younger sister. Well, even if it's an older sister, sisters, there's something about sisters. Sisters can fight and argue and they don't want nobody fucking with their sister. It's something about sisters. There's a bond with sisters, even when there's sisters that don't get along. Because I know sisters that completely do not get along, can't be in the same place for 10 minutes, let some shit jump off. They'll make 5 minutes to tear somebody's ass up and go back to arguing on the 6th minute. But there's something about sisters. So you got to just kind of let them have that. And I don't think your mom, from what it sounds like, your mom is one of them sisters. Don't matter. Don't matter. Long as that bastard is doing her sister, she going to have a problem with it. She'll have a problem with it. Don't fuck with my sister. So I understand your mom, and I understand the dynamic because we have it in our family too. Something about a bond of women who are related. They love each other in a different kind of way. And we probably, as males, you probably will never really understand that like that. But I don't know, because I kind of feel like that about my brother. He gets on my nerves, but I don't allow nobody else to fuck with him. I'll break their goddamn neck. So maybe it's the same thing. I don't know. But I think, don't worry about your mommy too much. Your mom's going to be okay. She's been your mom a long time, and she's been her sister even longer. She know how to handle it. And if her sister's getting on her nerves too much, she'll straighten her out. But yeah, you all as a family, when she start that other shit, that fuck shit, trust me, y'all want to stop her in her tracks. I ain't saying disrespect your aunt, but stop her in her tracks, because you don't want it to be the type of relationship that I have with my aunt. Because see, it can be done better. I definitely know that it can be done better, because the relationship that some of my family members and I have is not good. So you don't want that. So be respectful, but really tell her, what you're doing is hurting us and you need to stop, But don't worry about your mom. Your mom will work through that. All right. I hope this helps. And I will talk to you guys soon. And 70-year-old kissing a 25-year-old child. Help me, somebody. That's a mess right there, honey. Jesus, keep me near the cross. Anyway, all right. I'll talk to you guys. Bye. You have something you need to get off your chest or something you need some help with? I'll give it my best shot. Send me an email to spillitboy@gmail.com, and in the title line, you want to put Hey James to make sure that I actually see it. If you don't put Hey James in the subject line, I'm not going to see it. It's going to continue to be an issue. So send me an email and we'll talk about it later.